We continue here with the previous show. That is for the weekend of Saturday, August 13th and August 14th on this weekend of at Los Alamitos. And it's been a weekend of California Regional Challenges as far as, the AQHA Challenge Championships, a step ladder later into Indianapolis, Grand Indiana there at Indiana Downs, previously known as Indiana Downs, now Horseshoe Indianapolis. But Michael, we saw Monte Rosa and Armando Cervantes sweep those divisions last weekend. We got another one this Saturday with the John Deere Juvenile.
Yes, Arosa and Cervantes combined to win both of those regional qualifiers last weekend. Speed Dynasty,
yes,
and Jet Wings won, and Arosa has a very strong hand again with 5 of the 10 runners in this Saturday night's juvenile qualifying race. So it's another chance for a horse out of California to take a step into the field in a national championship on October 22nd. Yeah. And Arosa, not surprisingly, is riding the best fancied of the Arosa-trained quintet, Chicks First Flash #1, who's the morning line favourite and very deservedly so, after a runner-up effort in the Kindergarten Futurity, followed by a victory in the Fred Skane. This is a very high-quality youngster and is a scary prospect if you're trying to beat him, and I'm trying to beat him.
Yeah, they're going 350 yards in this John Deere Juvenile California Regional Challenge. And again, we'll remind the horse players that are tuning in and watching, these regional challenge races, the winners get to represent the respective areas, in this case, California, in that AQHA Bank of America Challenge Championships, which will be held at Horseshoe Indianapolis later in October. But Chicks First Flash looks like a horse to beat. But I went looking at your Twitter, and I remember this tweet from a few weeks ago, Michael, and this name popped up, Famous Miss Kitty. And I'll flash the tweet here from that July 23rd. And here's what you said. Famous Miss Kitty is a feature stakes winner because she looked impressive that night. She clocked in 1565 compared to what some other maidens and allowance were doing that night. She ran just as good as anybody that night back on July 23rd.
Yeah, what was interesting is that the late pick 4 that night, the final 4 races, were all 300-yard 2-year-old races. There was a split of a fillies maiden, and Famous Miss Kitty won one of those splits in 15.65. The other filly winner was 15.85. The Colts and Geldings in their maiden went 15.83. And the allowance race that I alluded to in the tweet, which, by the way, involved Jet Wings 1, who's number 7 in this race Saturday night. Jet and Gigi, I should say, was beaten the nose in that allowance race, which was in 15.66. So for a maiden filly winner to clock 15.65, and by the way, the sectionals, the final 1/8 of a mile splits, were very much in Famous Miss Kitty's favour. She came back with a 9.76 closing split, and none of the other 3 races, including the allowance field, got below 9.90. So it made a big impression on me just from the standpoint of times, combined with the fact that this was the filly's California debut, her Los Alamitos debut, and she did a couple of things wrong early, as we'll see in this replay from gate 2.
And she got bet down heavy. She was well-bred. She was coming in from good races, and she had a sensational 12:10 workout, very flashy work. And yeah, like you mentioned, it wasn't like she was completely professional here. She's going to break inwards. But once she leveled out, she really strided away with authority.
Yeah, she drifted out after she shifted in, and it was only past the gap that she got straight fully. And look at her power away, winning by a clear margin. And again, the overall time and the final 1/8 of a mile stacked up really impressively against 3 other 2-year-old races on the same program at the same distance. And look at the gallop out. This was 300 yards. The race Saturday night is 350, but this is a really good gallop out. Another aspect of the performance I loved. She was second in a futurity trial at Ruidoso at 350 yards in her last start before shipping to California. So I don't think the 350 distance Saturday night holds any fear at all. And this is a horse who was making her first start for trainer Jose Flores. It's very scary going up against Chicks First Flash. I know I tweeted that I regarded famous Miss Kitty as a future stakes winner. I didn't necessarily expect to see her jumping straight from this maiden win into a stakes race, especially a field of this depth. But on the other hand, it's a great show of confidence, isn't it, from Jose Flores to enter her in this race. She's 5-1 on the morning line, and I've got the feeling that she could take a hand in the finish. Chick's First Flash has the rail draw, and things can and do go wrong from the rail draw. If anything goes amiss early with Chick's First Flash, this is the filly, I think, who can put her name in the record books and go to Indianapolis. I'll say that there's another Arosa horse of the 5 that he has entered that I think is possibly an overlay. Number 3 at 8-1. Fired up for this one. The horse was very impressive, winning on debut, and started at a short price in a trial to the Ed Burke Million Futurity. Has had a little break, has come back with a pair of very swift gate works, and I think is a serious contender at 8-1. So as far as exotics are concerned, don't let that horse get under your guard.
No, that one is going to be 8-1, and was even money on debut because he was working well. He delivered a good performance. He got troubled in that most recent May 29th race, but this is a nice field. It's a nice
it's a good race.
It's a very good race. I'm really looking forward to these 2-year-olds duking it out. Chick's First Flash, the expected favorite. Do you think I'm getting the feeling because of that margin of victory? Those margins usually attract a lot of money. I think the 6 is going to be the clear second choice. Are you in agreement?
Oh, you might be right. But reminder number 9, and again, this number 3 horse, I personally wouldn't be surprised if the horse ended up a point or 2 shorter than the morning line, although who am I to second guess Ed Burger? He's a genius. And obviously Jet and Gigi is good as well. We've got a couple of multiple winners. My pick is straight out of a maiden win, which was only against fillies. So I'm not losing perspective here, and maybe this is too much too soon for famous Miss Kitty, but based on the tweet I put out, I'd look pretty silly if she won without me.
Exactly. Yeah, you have to give her a chance, especially in her first start against stakes winners. And to recap the good field, Jetting Gigi was a previous show highlight horse because I gave her a big push on June 18th when she was a declared non-starter, because she had drawn the rail in those trials where the inside part of the track was not the place to be. I remember that night, Michael. So I gave her a big push, non-starter. I gave her another push, came back and romped, and then ran about as good as you can. First time against winners was a pretty good, solid time. So this is a really good field.
She just has that inclination to lug.
Yes.
That's what concerns me with Jet and Gigi. She can't keep straight in the final furlong.
That is a concern for her, and and you can go up and down the field and kind of build a little bit of cases for a number of these runners that are still improving. But I like how you're going, famous Miss Kitty. Hey, you got to stick along with that tweet. You predicted maybe a stakes win in the future, and now she gets a chance here in the Juvenile.
Yeah, maybe it'll be the immediate future. We'll see.
All right. Well, that's going to be race number 10 on Saturday night, the John Deere California Regional Challenge. And famous Miss Kitty will be breaking from gate number 6 in that field of 10.
My pick last week was a gate scratch, by the way.
Yes.
Mamba Cartel. Saw no action. So let's hope for better luck this time.
Yeah, and hopefully we get to see Mamba Cartel wheel back in the near future. That one was scratched at the gate, like you mentioned. All right, Michael.
You and Chris have been in great form, though. You've both had very good weekends. Chris went commando last weekend, and it worked very well for him.
It did.
It was a nice return for one famous commando. So you guys keep up the great work.
We'll try to keep the show rolling. Thanks so much for that analysis and the replay, and best of luck with famous Miss Kitty Saturday night.
Hooroo.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos Racecourse, with top stakes action continuing with the Golden State Derby on Sunday, August 14th. The Golden State Derby is always one of the meet's top races for 3-year-olds. This year's field is led by the red-hot Grade 1 Los Alamitos Winter Derby winner Scoops Dynasty, plus Grade 1 finalist Dasha Dynasty, a half-brother to the great world champion He's a Dash of Fire. 10 standouts are ready to meet in the Golden State Derby on August 14th. The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos Racecourse.
All right, we're back here on the weekend preview for Los Alamitos race course here, and we're looking at the PPs for race number 9 because my guest up next, which is Christopher Wade, he's looking at a horse here in race number 9. First of all, Chris, welcome back to the program, and nice winner you gave us last week.
Yeah, the horse ran really, really well. That
Was it
famous Commando horse.
Yes.
He broke well. He improved like we thought he could, and the outside post from more of the clear path for the wire, and he broke well and finished nicely. Was bet from 6-1 program. We got 920.
Hey, that happens when Chris gives his selection. When Chris talks, the betting public listens and gets the horse bet down. So nice selection, nice winner you gave us last week. This week, you're looking at race number 9, and this name sounds familiar, Matt Toole, because I remember you gave us this horse right two starts ago, and that nice win.
Yeah, I sure did. I gave him out when he broke his maiden 2 races back, and then last time against Allowance Company, his number figured pretty well. Fractions, he got bumped back and cross, and he had tons of run behind horse. He had to take up real harshly nearing the wire with a good amount of run. The talent is there. It's just a matter of getting out of the gate and running his race. And if he does, he's got a big look there at in the 9th race there, 3-1 in the program. Yeah, he sure did. He got a little fractious right before the gate opened up. He broke slow, leaned back, and was crossed. He lost, a length of 3/4 and was slow on the stride, but put forth a nice run past the gap and was finishing better than look with run left to give. So he's got a big chance if he gets away clean. He's got a lot of talent.
Yeah, he was the 4 horse this night, and Jesus Ayala was aboard again. And he's going to break outwards slow, and he's going to lose his path there, and pretty much lose all chance after that. But he showed ability 2 starts ago, and you can see right there approaching the finish line. He's going to be in tight and pretty much under a pool there.
Yeah, he's got a lot of talent. It's just a matter of running to that ability. If he gets away clean and minds his manners in the gate, he's got a big chance there in that 9th race.
So he's listed at 3-1 on Ed Burghart's morning line in that spot, and he's probably going to be one of the horses that will get plenty of support. But I find it interesting that the 3 morning line favorites are drawn side by side gates 1, 2, and 3 here.
Yeah, well, they know who they have to beat. If he gets away clean, he's got a big chance. I think he's got a lot of talent for Landolfo Diaz and company. So he won for us. He won as a Chris picked prior. Hopefully he'll get away clean and run to that ability once again.
All right, Matt Toole there, Chris's selection for race number 9. That start of the late daily double on Saturday night. He's listed at 3-1 on Ed Burghart's morning line. Chris, thanks so much for joining in and giving us Matt Toole. Hopefully he goes back to back again now as Chris picks.
All right, let's hope so, boss. You have a good night.
Burns Ranch Stallions are strong in major stakes. Favorite Cartel sired 7 Grade 1 qualifiers in a single weekend.
DKAA will go 2 for 2, defeating Apolitical Jet.
Walk Through Fire also sired an Ed Burke finalist. He and Separate Interest each qualified 2 for the Los Alamitos Oaks. Burns Ranch also stands Fly Through the Fire, Mental Error, Foose, and MP Shining. Let Burns Ranch help you plan your racing future.
The traditional $2 Pick 6 at Los Alamitos is always a great bet. On June 5th, the Pick 6 had a season-high payout of over $76,000. On Sunday, June 12th, the total Pick 6 pool was over $95,000. And on Sunday, July 17th, the total pool was more than $78,000. Plus, on Sunday nights when there's not a carryover, Los Alamitos adds $10,000 to the Pick 6 pool. Our Sunday pools are consistently over $60,000. The traditional $2 Pick 6, a great bet, a great deal, always at Los Alamitos.
That's right, and the guy that knows all about our pools is the man across from me right now. Professor G, Orlando Gutierrez, welcome here to the program. Our Pick 4 pool, was it the early one last Sunday, was over $200,000, and the Pick 6 had a nice one as well.
Yeah, I think it was $220,000 for the early Pick 4 on Sunday night. The late Pick 4 was about $150,000, around that, close to that. And the Pick 6 pool with the $10,000 added in, also pretty strong. I think it went over $60,000 as well last Sunday. So thank you to all the racing fans that continue to support Los Alamitos Racecourse and the racing program. I really appreciate all the viewers there as well. So thank you for all the support and looking forward to a great weekend of action here at Los Al, Jose. 10 races on Saturday night, some really nice quarter horse races, and a really interesting 1,000-yard race in race number 4, Pistachio Princess, who won the $30,000 Fillies and Mares championship. She is back after that big victory, and she's going to looking to remain undefeated here at Los Alamitos. Has already won 3 races here at Los Al, and now looking to make it 4 for 4. Luck Be Mine had a nice winning streak last year. Jose won, I believe, 6 in a row at one point. She faced CA Dreamer last time out and finished 5th, but now looking to kind of get back on track against Pistachio Princess. CA Dreamer also in this race. Danny Bob, who was one of our top mares during the first part of the meet, also joins this group. So a really good group here in race number 4, Jose.
I'm glad you mentioned this race because it feels like one of those finals, right? Because we have a lot of those top contenders. And also, I'm going for a little bit of an upset, Professor. I'm going with Daddy Bob to turn the tables on the top contenders once again. There has been excuses for her last 2. Last time she got shuffled that back a little bit after CA Dreamer kind of crossed her over. And look how well she was running, actually, from the rail. She won from the rail. One of her biggest wins was from the rail. I'm just hoping for a little bit more gate speed here this time around. It's going to be tough to beat Pistachio Princess, but maybe Danny Bob for a little bit of upset for me.
Yeah, and she began the year in excellent form, winning 3 in a row. And you see how consistent she was running. She ran in January, February, March, April, May, June. Now she's got a little bit of a break over 30 days. So let's see if maybe that little extra break sparks up Danny Bob on her return.
Luckily, mine had a big winning streak, kind of snapped when CA Dreamer beat her back in November. She's coming off the layoff. There's CA Dreamer, who was second to Pistachio Princess in that stakes final on June 26th. And the field will be closed out with Annalisa, the 13 lifetime winner, and Vidalia, who's going up in class. So that's going to be race number 4, the payout leg of the early pick 4. All right, Professor, I was waiting for this horse to show up back in the entry box because he was entered a few weeks ago, if I remember correct, or Price Fixer. He was scratched, but he shows up once again, Professor, and his debut win was visually impressive. We kind of expected him to kind of step up on trials night, and he looked a little bit lost on the outside post. So I was kind of waiting for it to get back to the races, and he ends up here in this race number 9.
This horse was one of the top yearlings at the Los Alamitos equine sale. Mr. David Hinkins paid $85,000 for this horse, and we talked to Adan Farias. We'll play that interview right now. It took a little bit of work to get this horse going, but like you said, impressive debut win, and he was one of our top selections to come out of the Edberg Million Trials. It didn't work out as we all expected to work out for Price Fixer, but again, nice to see him back after a nice 12-8 workout on July 28th, Jose.
All right, let's go to that interview. You catched up here with Adan Farias, trainer of Price Fixer, but also, Professor, he talked about his runners for the Golden State Derby, right?
That's right. Mr. Hinkins has 2 of them in there and unavailable, and also Mason Jar, and he also trains Set For It, a winning machine for Jesus Avila and Jesus Cuevas. All 3 of those will be in Sunday's Golden State Derby. Here's Adan Farias. And here with trainer Adan Farias, right next to Price Fixer, an impressive maiden winner. Ran 3rd in his trial to the Edberg Million Futurity end of May. Adan, how is the horse doing? Is he coming back to racing here on Saturday night?
Oh, he's looking sharp right now. We had a little bit of issues with him at the beginning. We had an abscess going on in his foot. It took forever to get over that one. But now, we worked him the other day, 12-8, stranglehold on. We were trying to stop the horse. He was trying to run off on us. And he's been training really good. He's been training super good. I think he's going to run a good race on Saturday.
And lightly raised. You still got the $1 million futurities towards the end of the year. So you should be pretty happy with the way the horse is setting up for the second half.
Oh, yeah, we're super happy with this horse. He's staying very sound. This is going to be kind of a prep race to get him another race, and then we're going to try to run him in the trials of the Golden State, and then the 2 million. Hopefully we qualify for those races. That's been the plan the whole time.
Tell me about the Derby.
Well, that was a interesting Derby. Not that many horses. We got lucky, qualified 3 horses. Unavailable and Mason Jar both belong to David Hinkins, and Sefred qualified 2 for owner Jesus Avila and Jesus Cuevas. All 3 horses are pretty good. Unavailable and Sefred are going to be the toughest horses for me in that race.
Toughest horses as far as giving you the best chance to maybe win the race. And
yeah, those horses, they always try really hard. They they try to win. I know it's a tough race. There's 2 horses in there. It's 2 actually FTD Dynasties that are pretty tough.
Yeah.
But we're going to try to get an upset over there.
Set for it. Just a winning machine last year. Was a stakes winner. I think he ended up winning five races during his juvenile season and did so many nice things. So how is he, just kind of stepping away from the competition? How is he setting up?
Well, he's always been a solid horse. He likes to win races. He's always had bad luck. He runs in the trials. I don't know if you noticed, he just won on a bunch of trials, never qualifies because he's always getting the last trials and gets the slower part of the trials.
The day, the night.
Yeah, towards the end of the night, it always gets a little bit heavier. That's why he hasn't been lucky to qualify for those races. But he's always been a solid horse. He likes to win races, which is the important part. And he's training really well and came back good after the layoff.
Looking forward to a great weekend of racing. Looking forward to seeing Price Fixer back in action. And of course, you have some really nice horses going in the Golden State Derby.
Thank you, Orlando. Hopefully we have good luck. Good luck to everybody too.
Right. I like his tone about Price Fixer, Professor. That gives me a little bit of confidence here. I like how he's feeling about him getting back to the races here. Obviously, the big goals are to get him to one of those big futurity finals in the second half of the season, Professor. But it looks like he's ready in a good spot here to tackle this allowance field.
I really like this horse. I'm gonna single him in my small late pick 4 ticket, Jose. And the favorite in this race, number 3, Mahomes Magic. 2-1 on the morning line, and coming off after a maiden claiming event, Jose, in which he was claimed by Sergio Morfin, and now he's the favorite in this allowance race. So Mahomes Magic, a very improving horse, especially after that big win.
Matt Toole, 3-1, also will take money for Landolfo Diaz and Jesus Ayala, a horse that has been difficult to ride but has shown ability. Chit Chat, 2 starts to go, a very impressive maiden diploma winner. Time Flies, a well-bred runner. They paid $240,000 for that one for Paul Jones' barn. And then Chiquititas Cartel, the fresh maiden diploma winner, draws the outside post. Professor will sink with the ship together.
That's right.
We'll cash together because that is my lock of the night, Price Fixer. So I'm going to single as well. So we're both there on Price Fixer in race number 9. All right, race number 10, the John Deere Juvenile California Regional Challenge. Well, Monte Rosa is going to try to fill up the van to Indiana, Professor, because he swept the California Regional Challenge races last weekend, and he's got another strong contingent here for the John Deere on Saturday night.
How about this, Jose? Scoops Dynasty also won the Adequan Derby.
I forgot about that.
He won the Derby. He won the Bank of America Championship. He won the Q Racing Video Mare Race with Jet Wings 1. And like you said, John Deere, now he's got five horses, half of the field in the John Deere on Saturday.
All right, he's got half the field. Let's quickly run through them. There's Six for Splash, Alternative Jess, the other Monte Rosa trainee who only one start, but had a little bit of trouble. So he's got the inside 3. I'm fired up for this one. Was Wal Mendon debut. I'm interested that he's a first-time gelding, so they're gelding him. Hopefully, they're trying to get more response out of him, and he returned with a couple of nice decent workouts. Yeah,
a nice gate work in 12.3, second fastest out of 14, and Jesus Rios Ayala gets the call here, so can't ask for much better than that. On fire up for this one, 8-1 on the morning line.
Irreverent Lady for Jose Flores. Jose Flores has how about this? Monty has 1, 2, 3. Jose Flores has 3, 4, 5, 6 right next to each other. Jaime Gomez has J La Sultana, who was a debut winner. Jetting Gigi, who was a horse here on the program, a horse to watch a few starts ago in that nice maiden win. Reminder, the well-bred Monte Rosa for Simmons Racing. They paid $450,000 from that family of powerful favorite and all those runners Cyber Monday. And then the trade station, the other Monte Rosa trainee. But it does appear like the winner of the Fred Skane is going to be tough to beat there, Chicks First Flash.
Absolutely. He's a horse that I think has a really good chance to win in this race. We talked to Monte Rosa, and Monty actually took the time to give us some insight on each of his 5 horses in this race, Jose. So how about we listen to the interview here, and then I want to share a little bit something more about this race, the John Deere Juvenile. Saturday night, we have the Juvenile Challenge, the John Deere, and you got half of the field, 10 horses in there. You got 5 of them. The horse to watch, Chick's First Flash, coming up for the Fred's Gain, and of course, ran in the Kindergarten Futurity with the fastest qualifying time. He may have had a chance to beat the stablemate here, but kind of got into some traffic problems early on.
You know, we love the challenge program. Coming from Idaho, that's a big deal for our barn and for our clients, and so we like to support the challenge, and we do have 5 in there. And we like the shots of all 5 of them. Chick's First Flash, he's a home-raised Dr. Melinda Roach, and her late partner Matt Telford raised him, and she's has a partnership with Steve Wright. They own the colt. In the kindergarten he got in some trouble in the finals, but did come back in the Fred's Gain and run a good race. We have a couple others in there. Alternative Jess is a Mr. Jess Perry filly that's only run 1 time. She ran 3rd in her maiden. She kind of got stopped, and horse kind of come over in front of her, and she laid back down and ran. And then Reminder, she's in there also. She's a full sister to Bomb Cyclone and Powerful Favorite and all those great ones. And she just ran 3rd in the freshman fillies on California Breeders' Night and ran a really nice race. She drew the 9-hole, and I like her post position. It's luck. We hope we have some luck in there. And the other horse that we have fired up for this one, he's a Corona Cartel horse. He won his first out here, and then got in a little bit of trouble his next out in trials to the Ed Burke, and so we decided to geld him. And he's responded well to that. We've worked him twice. He's put in super works both times. And our last one in there is the Train Station. He's a Freight Train B horse that was actually, he was an orphan. He lost his mother, and he's just real immature. He ran kind of a good race his first out, and then he's kind of gotten some trouble his last outs. He drew a great post position, though. He drew the 10-hole. So, with some luck, I think he'll improve as well.
All right, there was Monte Rosa talking about his contingent there for the John Deere Juvenile. He went through each and every runner. We kind of showed about the first time gelding and fired up for this one. The lightly race or tentative Jess. And we got towards the outside of the well-bred Reminder, and the Train Station who switches to the outside post. Maybe we'll see an improved effort from that one. And there's a good field of 10. So that's a John Deere Juvenile in race number 10. I do think the one for sure is a horse to beat. Professor, on top of all that, what else did you want to add to this race?
Well, I want to add that if fans go to losalamitos.com, we have Mr. Ed Burgard, Jose. He does a great blog on all the challenge races. He went ahead and blogged about this race, and I'll go ahead and I'll read you just the opening paragraph.
Okay.
Here. That way, you kind of whet your appetite there, and they can go follow up for the rest of the blog. Chick's First Flash, runner-up in the Grade 2 Kindergarten Futurity last May, is the favorite, but no slam dunk to this handicapper as the winner of Saturday's John Deere Los Alamitos Juvenile Challenge. And even though he comes off of a 1 1/4 length win and deserves the favorite's role, the gelding has 2 wins and 2 seconds and 4 stars, easily topping the 10-horse field in money earned over $62,000. But he considers him a vulnerable favorite, and then he goes on and talks a little bit about the reasons why one of the greatest handicappers in quarter horse racing history thinks that Chick's First Flash is vulnerable in the John Deere, and even gives you a trifecta wager, even maybe even a superfecta wager. Okay. So I invite all the fans to go to losalamitos.com and check out Mr. Ed Burgard's blog about this race, Jose.
All right, losalamitos.com. You can find that blog by Ed Burgard. And it was fun to have Ed Burgard fill in for me a few weeks ago, maybe about a month and a half, 2 months ago. He filled in for me. Hopefully we get to see him back on set in the near future. All right, that's a little bit of talk about the John Deere. On Sunday, Professor, we're going to have the Golden State Derby. Here are the finalists from just about 3 weeks ago for the trials.
Yeah, these trials took place on Sunday, July 24th, Jose.
Yep, and that is Scoops Dynasty led the field, Dasha Dynasty right there. Those two kind of separated themselves from the rest of the group, Professor. But you can see the top 10 there for the Golden State Derby.
set for it. Adam Farias talked about him, finished with the third fastest qualifying time, but a horse that just absolutely loves to win races. I think he'll be much closer to the top two in the final, unavailable in Mason Jar, also from the Farias barn. But how about Jose Flores? Jose, he trains Dasha Dynasty, Dasha Good Reason, both out of the great mare Dasha Freda, and also a famous ribbon, a horse that ran in the Winter Derby final and also won the James Smith Memorial Handicap here at Los Alamitos. We had a chance to talk to Jose Flores about this trio of standouts as he prepares for the Golden State Derby.
And we're here with trainer Jose Flores on the eve of the Golden State Derby, an outstanding race here on Sunday. You have three really nice runners, Jose, including the trial winner, Dasha Dynasty, ran outstanding in the trials. Can you share a little bit about how this runner's doing? Tremendous family, getting ready for a big race.
Yeah, they're doing all well, Orlando. We have Dasha Dynasty and we have Dasha Good Reason, which are half brothers, but Dasha Dynasty really looked good in his trial. He just beat him real easy, and I think that really helps him to build up his confidence for this coming up race. So hopefully, I know we have a couple tough ones like Scoops Dynasty in there, but I think he can, if he gets everything going right for himself, he can probably prevail.
Any difference between him and Dasha Good Reason, who's also in the Derby?
I really think Dasha Good Reason is really just as good as he is. He just needed an out last time, so I think that with that race, he kind of got ready for this final. So we're looking for him to maybe get a good post and hopefully also do very well in the race.
And one other horse that you have in there, a famous ribbon, a stakes winner here at Los Alamitos, ran in the Grade 1 Winter Derby as well. And a horse that on any given night, he can really deliver a huge effort, right?
I'm really happy with that horse. It's been almost 4 months since he ran, and he also needed a race. He was kind of in the same boat as That's a Good Reason. So we really didn't push him too much. He got a little bit tired towards the end, but I'm looking for him to really have his air all build up for this final, and hopefully we just can have a clean trip, and best of luck for everybody.
Congratulations, looking forward to a big race.
You got it, Orlando.
Best of luck to Jose Flores there, talking about his contenders. Obviously, Dasha Dynasty leads the field as far as time goes, but he feels like every one of these runners has the good enough talent to run a big race on Golden State Derby finals night on Sunday night. So Jose Flores has a couple of runners. We saw Adan Pares earlier in the program talk about his contingent also for the Golden State Derby. But how about Monte Rosa? He's got a Scoops Dynasty at the top there with a 1989.
Yeah, absolutely. We can't let this race go by without hearing from Monte Rosa about Scoop Dynasty, who has been just terrific in 2022, winning the Grade 1 Los Alamitos Winter Derby, winning the Adequan Derby Challenge, and of course, now the fastest qualifier, the Golden State Derby. Had a chance to talk to him, not only about Scoops Dynasty, but also the great form that his barn has and some of the key players that help Monte Rosa keep that barn running smoothly. So here's Monte Rosa.
We're here with trainer Monte Rosa, coming off of a stakes double last weekend at Los Alamitos, now with an opportunity to maybe do it again. Monte, and one of the key players, of course, is Scoop Dynasty going for the Golden State Derby. We're here right next to the stall of Scoops Dynasty and with trainer Monte Rosa. How is this Grade 1 winner doing, Monte, especially coming off of that nice trial victory a couple of weeks ago?
He's doing super. We gave him a little bit of a break after the Winter Derby and had worked him, and he came back. He ran a super good trial race, and he's come out of those trials fantastic. We took him to the track this morning and took him to the gates and stood him, and he stood good, and he seems to be happy and real sound, and I'm hoping we have some luck in there.
He's had an incredible 2022 season. The way he won the Winter Derby, comes back and wins the challenge race, the Adequan challenge race, and now, like we've talked about, a super nice trial. Anything that you can point out that happened with this runner that really got him to elevate that game?
He's really matured a lot. He developed, we thought early on as a 2-year-old he had quite a bit of speed, but he just was real immature, and we took blinkers off of him, and he really liked that, and we changed up how we trained him. We started ponying him a lot, and he really liked that. And like I say, he's matured a bunch, and he's a real happy horse. He loves to, go to the racetrack. He likes to run, and super great disposition. And but I just think the maturity, he likes the 400 yards. I think he would really like 440 yards, but likes the distance. And I think the way we've changed up his training regimen is, he's liked that. He's been happy.
And Monty, you always are quick to credit your team, Jet Wings One, who were actually right there next to Scoops Dynasty, and you gave a lot of credit to the groom Alvaro Diaz for the great work that he did on her foot. And he actually is also the groom of Scoops Dynasty and Valiantly as well. You got a trio here of stakes winners, a nice row of stakes winners. So can you talk a little bit about just the great help that you're lucky enough to be around?
I've been super blessed with a fantastic team, and you're only as good as your team, and I'm so thankful for, I feel like I have the best on the backside, and Alvaro Diaz is definitely one of those. He's done a great job, as you just mentioned. Yeah, these three are all stakes winners, and he spends a lot of time with them, and it's always been my philosophy to hire people that love horses as much as I love horses, and they definitely do. Our assistant, Jesse Castillo, and all of our grooms, they're really dedicated, and they love the horses. They come first, and I can't thank them enough. They're the life and blood of our sport.
Best of luck to the barn of Monte Rosa, who's having a very good 2022 season overall. And I like to shout out to his help, to his barn, to his grooms, taking care of these runners. And the runners are performing there during the nighttime at Los Alamitos. So best of luck to that team as they look to have the fastest qualifier just by a slim margin. Look at that. 0.004 was the deciding factor as far as the fastest qualifier. But Scoops Dynasty and Dasha Dynasty kind of separated themselves from the rest of those top 10 qualifiers. At the bottom, you see Mason Jar, Gryffindor. We chased Gryffindor as a 2-year-old, a lot of races, Professor. Do you remember?
Yeah, he was one of the early standouts during the morning works last year, Gryffindor. And the horse won first time out, right, Jose?
Yes.
If I remember correctly, and looked really good. So it's nice to see him in a Derby final here. Let's see if he can, maybe kind of sneak in there and finish in the top three. How about Just Another Cartel, a horse that ran a really big race a few races ago, also gets into the Golden State Derby from a really nice family. Remember, the Super Derby winner, Just a Cartel, out of the same family as Just Another Cartel. So definitely the bloodlines are there for this horse to perform at 400 yards.
For the Joiners, right? If I remember correctly.
Leslie Joyner and Wally Joyner, yes, absolutely.
And Just a Cartel won the Super Derby, and I believe he finished third or fourth in the Champion of Champions.
May have even finished second, maybe.
Yeah, he was on a big roll that season, and he was actually one of the favorites, I believe, in the Champion of Champions. Ended up narrowly missing, but he ran very well. So there's from that family of Just a Cartel, Just Another Cartel. And
I gotta look that up.
Now we gotta look it up, Professor. Let's see who can win. Who's the fastest keyboard in the West, me or you? Here we go. All right. I'm almost there, Professor.
You're gonna beat me because
here we go.
Of course, came up when I looked it up.
Here we go. Who's gonna win?
Oh, this is great TV.
Here we go. He finished 8th in the Champion of Champions. Is that true?
No, the second time.
The second time. All right. The first time he finished second. I got it.
There you go.
Finished second in 2018 in the Champion of Champions after winning the Super Derby before that in November. In December of 2018, he ended up finishing second in the Champion of Champions. All right. Do you remember who beat him? That's a little bit trivia on the fly. 2018, Professor.
That Bodacious Eagle?
Yes. Look at you.
There you go. I still remember a few things.
Yeah. So it was Bodacious Eagle defeating Just a Cartel, BH Lisa's Boy, Zooming for Spuds, LD is back. He looks hot. Easy Lash of Fire, Yankee, Tarzanito, and Just Rebby. What a field. In 2018 there in the Champion of Champions. So Just a Cartel finishing second in that edition from the family of Just Another Cartel. There we go. That was great TV, Professor. Great TV.
Absolutely.
I can claim the fastest keyboard in the West on this side, as I beat you just by a slim margin. All right, Professor. Thank you for those interviews. Great insight. By the way, all right. So Burgard in the blog. Go read the blog by Burgard because he's telling you that the one is not a slam dunk. You didn't give us a selection. Who do you think it's all about the one, or could it be
who didn't give a selection? Me?
Yes, you.
Me. Oh no! I did go ahead and I went with Chick's First Flash, Jose. So
all right, in the 99s, I went
First Flash. I like Famous Miss Kitty.
Yes,
looked really impressive in her local debut here, winning by over a length. So those are my top selections there. Famous Miss Kitty, and I kind of like the number 2 horse for Monte Rosa as well. The filly there, Alternative Jess. Kind of did not get off to a very good start in that race. Ended up finishing a solid 3rd. So going with those. Big price.
I went 169. I thought Reminder ran a sneaky good 3rd just a couple of weeks ago, and that a Secret Success, because she was, if you go back and watch that replay, she never really lost ground. She kind of was still battling in between horses. It was her first race since May. To me, she ran a sneaky good 3rd. She's willing back here tonight, but she draws a pretty nice post. I think it's going to be all about the odds to me if she's worth a wager once the race comes up. But I thought she ran a sneaky good 3rd. So I went 169, but also it appears like if Chick's First Flash runs back to that race, they might be running for 2nd. But that inside post, is the first time he gets that inside draw, Professor.
Yeah, that's one of the things that Ed Burgard mentioned. Something that might make him a vulnerable favorite here. And Monte Rosa also mentioned Reminder as a filly that could improve big time this time around after running a nice 3rd to Secret Success and multiple futurity finalist Navaja as well. So
that's a preview there.
Ramon Sanchez up. So sometimes Ramon just clicks with a horse and they just run lights out for Mr. Ramon Sanchez, the all-time leader here in stakes wins at Los Al.
And Ramon has been the stakes guy in 2022. He won, a couple of $1 million futurities already this season, right?
Yeah, right.
He won the Ruidoso futurity.
Ruidoso, yeah.
And then he won the Edberg Million here with Party Politics.
Is that the one with Tres Seis, right? It's a Tres Seis horse that won.
Yes,
yes. If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely.
So there it is. Ramon Sanchez taking him out there on the well-bred Reminder on John Deere Juvenile on Saturday night. All right, Professor, we've been running pretty late because of our schedule following Del Mar, but still a salute to all the horse players, as you mentioned. Pick 4 pools, late pick 4, pick 6 pools have been very, very strong despite running a little bit later these last few weeks.
Absolutely. The greatest fans in America, those that enjoy the quarters, enjoy Los Alamitos racecourse as well. We're going to start a little bit earlier this Saturday, 7:05 p.m. Del Mar has 10 races on Saturday. We'll run about a half hour after their last race. So 7:05 p.m., a little bit earlier than what we've been running in the past few weeks, Jose.
That's good news. Maybe I can still find the taco truck before midnight and before they close down. So that'll be a good time. So a little bit earlier post time, but we're still be ready to go here at Los Alamitos. Anything else to add to the program, Professor? Anything else you want to mention?
Looking forward to the action, Jose. And again, how about a little tip of the hat to Edgar Payeras winning a stakes race at Del Mar with Chismosa for Rafael De Leon and owner Jaime Ranella, a couple of names that are always here at Los Alamitos. Congratulations on winning the CTBA stakes, if I remember correctly. Edgar Payeras up on a nice win.
Thank you, Professor, for those interviews. Best of luck this weekend, and hoping for a good renewal of the John Deere Juvenile race number 10 on Saturday night.
Thanks so much, Jose. Have a great evening, and we'll see you here at the races.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos Racecourse, with top stakes action continuing with the Golden State Derby on Sunday, August 14th. The Golden State Derby is always one of the meet's top races for 3-year-olds. This year's field is led by the red-hot Grade 1 Los Alamitos Winter Derby winner Scoops Dynasty, plus Grade 1 finalist Dasha Dynasty, a half-brother to the great world champion He's a Dash of Fire. 10 standouts are ready to meet in the Golden State Derby on August 14th. The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos Racecourse.